Welcome to my side of the internet. My name is Soncerae Monique. I am a life coach for both men and women. I have a 50-50 audience, so I try to play fair with both genders. I want everyone to unify and produce loving unions. There is no gender war here. I promote positive perspectives and healthy debate. So please be careful what you post inside of my comment section, because YouTube will have no issue with deleting the entire thing. Follow the guidelines listed below, and please try to use your vowels and your college vocabulary, okay? We're trying to be intellectual here, so think about it. Watch the content first. Think about it, and then comment. Okay, because a lot of the questions that you want answered could be somewhere throughout the video. A lot of people like to click on titles and only read the title and listen to the first couple of minutes, rushing me to, elaborate about what I'm talking about. Listen, if you don't have time to sit here for the next maybe 10 to 20 minutes and listen to an entire video, maybe you should save this video for later, okay? When you got some time, you're chilling, you can think about it after you listen. So earlier today, I was on Instagram and I seen a post by BandMan Kevo, okay? Now, mind you, I just really heard about this dude. Like, I think I seen him maybe a couple of times on YouTube, but I saw a clip about him getting Kevin Samuels' name tattooed on his thigh. Now, I'm not sure which thing was more shocking to me. Number one, the evidence that he must have grew up without his father. Or two, he got this tattoo in order to get male gaze from other hood dudes. And I was like, wow, what would make a grown-ass man tattoo the face of another man on his body that he isn't blood related to, or who wasn't his father? And some people tried to say to me, well, you know how men put Tupac on their leg, or they put Nipsey Hussle on their leg, not leg, but body, And I'm like, yo, Kevin Samuels is not on the same level as no Nipsey Hussle or Tupac. So I don't even know why anyone would do that. We're talking about two legends here. Not Kevin Samuels, right? And then somebody else came in my comment section and said something about showing love. Like, I can't define or control how somebody else shows another person love. And that is so true. That's not even my concern. That's not even my biggest concern. I am not concerned about men showing each other love. Y'all can do that however y'all want to, right? But my issue is this. Men are starting to be real delusional. And they're showing their delusions in actions like this. That's my thing. My thing was like, men are extremely comfortable with their dementia. And they're just doing things to prove that's where they stand mentally. And it just shocks me that so many men are mentally disturbed in this way, right? So back to the day when I saw this Instagram clip from BandMan Kevo. Listen to it.
You should not be thinking about love, or you shouldn't be thinking about kids while you're not financially stable, because by not being financially stable, especially with a kid, you're not gonna, bro, both of y'all gonna be stressed out.
Now that sounds spectacular, right? That sounds accurate, right? How many times have I said that on my own channel, or on Instagram, or on TikTok? I have said this so many times. So what he's saying is not inaccurate, but here's my concern. It is extremely difficult for me as a woman to look at a man like this and take anything he is saying seriously, because he is draped in designer logos stitched all over his clothes, tattoos all over his body, and oversized jewelry on, right? To me, this is a sign of something else being wrong with this dude. So to me, this is not attractive to me, right? So that's basically what I put inside of the comment section, that men can have money and still have a messed up character. Stress can still affect a wealthy family. So people need therapy and to work on their mental health and relationship with their higher power before they get money or start a family. Because You could be a shit stain and be rich. Some of these men are rich shit stains, right? So another woman comments under my comment and says she basically agrees. And then in comes the Dusties, mad as fuck that I am not interested in a man who is dressed this way. Like, to me, this is crazy. Dude looks like an absolute clown. And they're trying to tell me that I'm wrong and I'm shallow. And that's what's wrong with women today, because we care too much about a man's physical appearance, right? So I have to remind these Dusties that they are the very men who supported a man telling women that they were a 4 or 5 at best because they didn't have the body structure of Diane Carroll or Rihanna or some shit like that, right? These are the same men who do not like when women wear wigs, weave, makeup, fake nails. They don't even like a woman who's dark skinned. They don't like women who are overweight. All of these preferences that these men have. And they're mad at me because I'm like, this man isn't dressed like a gentleman. He's dressed like a thug. And that's not interesting to me. Like, that is so much of a turn off. It's disgusting, right? So I'm expressing this the same way these men have clapped every time they heard Kevin Samuels open his mouth and say the same exact thing I'm saying about men, he's saying about women, but they clap him on. But when I say it, oh, I'm just shallow. That's what's wrong with women today. And it doesn't make any sense to me, right? It doesn't make any sense. One guy tried to convince me that the men who dress up and are casket sharp are the ones who are slick, so I shouldn't date them. And I'm like, okay, if women say a man looks like an entire clown when he flaunts all of his wealth like he has something to prove, men get upset. But men will measure a woman's worth by how short her skirt is and will consider her ran through. But if I say I can't take anything serious that this rapper is saying, then I'm the one messed up, right? I'm the one crazy, right? But then they'll call me a gold digging hypergamy hoe if I'm hanging from his balls pressed over the fact that he has money. It's like men are never satisfied. You call the men who are nice guys simps, and the men who are players are legends. But if we date the legends and get played, you blame us for being cheated on or left as single mothers. If we date the simps, you claim we must be dating those men for shallow reasons, and we're walking all over them. It's like, damn. I mean, can I choose what I'm attracted to without being judged by men who aren't even my preference to begin with? Personally, I like clean-cut men. I like button-ups. I like men in suits. When I said that, men inside of that comment section told me, basically, like I said, the ones who are casket sharp are the slick ones, and I need to stay away from them. So if I stay away from men who dress like businessmen, and I stay away from men who are dressed like thugs with baggy pants and excessive jewelry and shit, and I can't date the regular guys because they're simps, who else is there for me to date? Who am I supposed to date? Like, tell me, right? So the post ends up getting weirder when this Dusty comes on and says the woman that got pregnant by a married man and had to go cross country to get California state assistance because that's the best place for single mothers. You hear what he's saying, and reminds you of them days living in motel rooms, fucking and living in that SUV and washing up in the Walmart bathroom. You're a black YouTube legend. Everyone type her name up on YouTube and don't forget your popcorn. I was like, damn, these Dusties are so fucking crusty. Like, I was just like, this dude is such a dustball, right? Now, mind you, I had already blocked this dude. Like, you know, when you go on Instagram, you can restrict somebody's account. So I already restricted this dude's account because he was coming in my comment section saying weird stuff about Kevin Samuels. And so I just restricted him so he could basically just post whatever and I wouldn't see it because I'm not interested. Like, I'm not interested in arguing back and forth on the internet with Dusties because Dusties don't know when to quit. And I'm going to prove this Dusty didn't know when to quit. So after I saw this comment, I blocked his ass, right? And tried to keep it moving. And this dude hits me up from another account he created. I had to end up blocking him on that one. And I was like, why don't these dudes know when to sit down and chill? This dusty ass behavior is exactly why women don't want to date little nasty, crusty street thugs like this. Dude won't even give me space to be a woman of God. I gotta speak down to the Dusty and condescending towards dude, right? So instead of me doing that, instead of me just being a whole bitch on the internet, I was like, you know what? Let me just block this dude because I'm not about to entertain this negative energy. So let's dissect the remedial comment he made. And it's the typical comment that Dusties would leave inside of my comment section when they can't think of anything intellectual to say to me. They come at me with an insult. Like what I said inside of this comment section, this was not an appropriate response at all. It wasn't even germane to the damn topic, really. Because all I was saying was, get your mind together first. Get your character together first before you try to go out there and get some bread. Because you could have some bread and still have a messed up character. And here comes a dude proving me halfway right. But, you know, he probably broke. 9 times out of 10, Dusties be broke anyway. So the only time a man comes to me and says something like this is because he's an ignorant Dusty. And it's plenty of ignorant Dusties on YouTube, right? They're everywhere. And I tried to explain to people, like, when you come onto YouTube and you put Soncerae inside of the YouTube search section, please be prepared to see a lot of remedial, ignorant shit from people that don't even have their facts straight. And 9 times out of 10, it's a man spreading rumors and lies about me like that's masculine and normal. Okay, remember that. But he said, I got pregnant by this married man, and I keep trying to explain to everybody over and over again that Priest was not some devoted married man. I didn't try to steal somebody's husband. I didn't just suddenly get pregnant by some married dude. I got pregnant by a dude that was separated. He wasn't living in the same household as this woman. She was sleeping with some other dude. She gave me the go ahead and deal with Priest. So it's a different dynamic. It's not a cut and dry situation like everybody wants it to be. And when you regurgitate some shit you heard without getting your facts straight first, you prove how ignorant you are. Like, you can't say stuff that you heard all of the time because it's inappropriate. And here's my thing. Nobody's talking about this dude. Nobody knows who this dude is. That proves his irrelevance. Of course, there's plenty of videos made about me. I'm relevant. That's what being relevant means. If you was just some regular person walking down the street, or just me. Let's say I was just this regular girl who was walking down the street who happened to have a baby by a man who was separated. Do you think people would be talking about me? No. The reason why they talk about me is because I'm someone. That's the point. Or they wouldn't be talking about me. Regardless to how disrespectful and degrading these people are when they speak of me, especially on YouTube, right? Because that's where it's stemming from. It's no other platform. It's men on YouTube. And this specific platform, the men speak negatively about women regardless, especially if they were content creators at some point on this platform. So, of course, the men on this platform are saying just about anything they could find to get some views, and you guys think YouTube is a reliable source for information? Like, you can go look up Kevin Samuel's name right now and see a whole bunch of shit. I seen some videos yesterday inaccurate about his ass, talking about he's still alive and he in hiding and all types of just garbage that people are posting just to get views. Okay, but you want me to sit here and get emotional because some people are making a whole bunch of videos about me, or they were at some point? What the fuck? I don't care. Like, listen, people are going to talk about you when you're relevant. They're going to make up stories about you. They're going to sensationalize a story. People make the story of me and my son's father into some kind of thing that it isn't. because for them, the truth about the situation isn't entertaining enough. Let's get further into the ignorance. He says, had to go cross country to get California state assistance because that's the best place for single mothers. Sorry, no, and wrong. For starters, this is the most expensive place in the country. Most single mothers, average single mothers, cannot afford to stay here. And when you get on government assistance here, any type of assistance that you get here, right, it's not a lot of money. You're not living in the lap of luxury, okay? I was on government assistance for like a whole year. If you read my book, Owning Opulence, I talk about my experience with being on government assistance when I first got here because I was pregnant, right? I couldn't work. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I ended up getting on government assistance. I was on government assistance for like a whole year, right? And then after that, I didn't need it anymore because I figured it out. California is not a good place for a single mother to be. You don't get like a shit ton of benefits being here. I don't know who told that whole ass lie. It's not real. Okay. I got chump change in government assistance. Any government assistance program is chump change. Okay. Me coming to California had nothing to do with government assistance. I could have moved to Arkansas and got goddamn government assistance. It's weird that a Dustie is even saying that. The whole goal was for me and Priest to move to California. Before I got pregnant here and I was talking about moving to California. Coming to California was always the plan. I made a video 2 years before I moved to California saying that I was moving to California. So eventually I was going to come out here regardless. So that had nothing to do with anything. If you check through my live streams, you will see I've been talking about moving to California. Y'all got to get y'all fucking facts straight when y'all talking about people. Like, get your shit together. When you talking about somebody else, please have receipts and know exactly what you're talking about. And this is why I can't take people serious when they come in my comment sections with stuff like this. That's why I just immediately delete it or I immediately block that person, because it's no point in arguing back and forth with someone who's choosing to be ignorant or someone who has purposely just made it their job to pull you down, speak negatively about you, say something hurtful, say something angry. Like, once somebody made up in their mind that they don't like you, it's nothing that you can do to change their mind, because they're going to flip and twist everything you say to be negative because they want to dislike you. BandMan Kevo saying what he's saying didn't remind me about living in motel rooms. It didn't remind me of living in Ford Explorer or washing up in the Walmart bathroom. It didn't have anything to do with any of that. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that. And when he brought it up, I was like, oh, I forgot I even did all that. Like, my life has improved so much that I forgot that I even did that with him. Like, let me tell you something about me. The only way I can even remember what I went through with Priest is if I read my own book or go back to read my blogs, because my life has progressed so much, and it was 5 years ago. It's not like it was yesterday. It was 5 years ago. So my life is so different now, and I'm financially stable now, and I have more than enough money, and I'm doing what I want to do. It's like I forgot that I was staying in a damn Ford Explorer with him. And you know what? Let me explain something to you. Of course, I was inside of that Ford Explorer with my man, with the man that I love, the man that I supported. I was holding his ass down. Would I do that shit again? No. But hell yeah, I was right there with him. Because I was like, I can't just leave him in the street. And I remember saying that shit to Sidonia. I remember calling Sidonia, and I remember telling this chick, like, I can't just leave him in the street. Like, I can't just walk off without him. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. She didn't know what he was doing, where he was at. And I was like, I can't just leave him like that. I just felt bad. You know, and I could have stayed at a friend's house. I could have went anywhere in Atlanta. All of the people that I knew, I could have stayed anywhere. But I stayed with my man. I stay with my man. And the fact that this asshole got onto YouTube and tried to pretend like I was like this girl who treated him all these different kinds of ways that wasn't positive, and I was everything other than what I truly was to him, is unfortunate, because I got N-wordians like this pretty tone underscore 2X talking sideways to me because he actually thinks I'm on the same level as he is, and I'm one of these dustettes that he used to kicking it with. I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to block you. You beneath me. The second you start talking to me in that way, I know that you don't have respect for yourself or anybody else. So what I look like sitting there conversing with you, I'm good. I'll pass. And the reason why these Dusties keep thinking it's okay to even talk to me this way is because my simple ass son's father made them believe that they could just go ahead and do all that. Go ahead and target me. And that's the main reason why I think my son's father is one of the biggest cowards in the world, because he left his own child, right? His own child to fend for himself in a world like this one, and then encouraged people to attack me and his son. And that right there is normalized. Men are out here normalizing that shit. It's sad. This Dusty said all this simply because I have a preference. Because I don't want to date a thug. And my son's father wasn't no thug. Priest ain't no goddamn thug. He is a coward. Nowhere near street thug. Ain't never dealt no dope. Ain't never gangbang. Ain't never done none of that. Wanna be, maybe. Wanna be a little street thug. And that's really not something any man should aspire to be. But that's who he wanted to be. But he definitely ain't that. I don't date thugs. But the fact that this Dusty thought that this was okay to say inside of my comments, man, I blocked his ass so quick. Like, these dudes are too much for me. You hear me? Too much. Like, I don't have time. I am very much aware that there is a shit ton of Dusties on this site who are from the hood, little hood dudes who I never would have dated to begin with, who come onto this platform because they done got them a Wi-Fi connection and a damn microphone and a little cheap laptop or whatever, and they want to talk shit about me on the internet. And listen, I don't know these dudes personally, and they don't know me personally. They're just talking out the side of their neck just like every other little hood dude. It's too many men out here doing identical stuff. Y'all follow behind each other. You're not individuals. You're not displaying manhood. You're not doing anything an alpha would do. Just a whole bunch of beta male shit. And it's like you put a big ass sign on your forehead that flat out says, I'm a beta. Don't date me. I'm corny. I'm a coward. I don't know how to deal with my emotions, my feelings. I don't even know how to express thoughts. I'm ignorant. I barely graduated from high school. I mean, I can go on and on. I'm broke. I live in the hood. These dudes on YouTube especially, this is like the place that they come to on the internet and hang out with each other. This is their little stomping grounds. No man with some sense is sitting on YouTube every day conversing with these men because they don't relate to these men. The type of men that I'm used to being around can't relate to these hood ignorant Dusties. They just can't. It's two different types of men. So anyway, all I can do is continue to wish people prosperity and happiness and, you know, a good life. That's all I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to tell you to take care and keep it moving, because I really just don't have it in me to sit here and keep being mad at a whole bunch of strange men I don't know. Like, I really don't know these dudes like that. And I'm too much in a good place. I'm happy. And it just seems like a lot of these Dusties don't want me to be happy. And they want to express their opinion. They want to say whatever they want to fucking say about women, but don't want a woman to say anything. Y'all want us to suffer in silence while y'all saying absolutely anything you fucking think. And women can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. And any one of us who has an opinion or has something to say or thinks logically, y'all want to try to silence. Now, am I a YouTube legend? Is Soncerae a YouTube legend to y'all? Doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Who is classifying me as a YouTube legend on here? Not many people. I've been here a long time. Yeah, a lot of people know who I am. And yeah, this is where I started. But I am not someone who is tethered to YouTube for the rest of my life. Like, because of who I am, I'm supposed to be in a bigger place. Like, I outgrew YouTube, and I knew I was outgrowing YouTube. I'm not like these other people on YouTube who their entire career is based off of YouTube. I have so many other things that I'm out in this world doing. And when I'm out in this world doing things that have nothing to do with YouTube, and somebody comes to me and brings up YouTube or Tommy, people bring Tommy up to me all the time. And I'm like, listen, whatever was going on with Tommy and the things that he was saying, if you are the type of man that trusts his judgment, me and you aren't going to be on the same page intellectually at all. So we might as well stop talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, men come in my comment sections and in my DMs and shit, talking to me about Tommy, talking to me about my son's father. And I'm like, if you interested in me as a woman, if you want to talk to me, the last thing that you need to bring up is those two niggas. Because if you even let me find out that you have been listening to Kevin Samuels, Tommy, or you've been clinging on to this whole Soncerae had a baby by a married man and you want to coddle my son's father even though he abandoned his son, that's not going to make me want to date you or be interested in you or sit there and go back and forth with you in my comment section because you're looking for some attention. It's a hard pass for me. Okay, I'm good. I got too many things I'm dealing with. I'm too happy. I got stuff that I'm dealing with. So please spare me with the bullshit. Okay, I really, really am not interested in anything anyone has to say about my son's father. Oh, also the suicide thing. People come into my comment section and say stuff about suicide. Talking about I faked my death. That's going to make me block you too. Like, because that's not true. That's some shit some trolls just made up. And if you are that ignorant where you haven't done the proper research to try to figure out what was really going on with me, that means me and you are never going to be on the same page intellectually. So even having dialogue with you, even with us disagreeing, is pointless. It's pointless. Because you'll never be able to comprehend what I'm saying. You don't have the critical thinking skills necessary to be able to understand dialogue with me. And that's how I know dudes are remedial. So come in my comment section with something remedial. See what I do. Guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get the reaction from me that you expecting. I'm just going to ignore you, block you, because it's really not that serious to me. Okay, stop trying to take people's joy. You feel me? Stop trying to take people's happiness. Please remember that everything can be viewed in two different ways, a negative perspective or a positive perspective. And you get to choose how you respond to what you are observing or what you experience. And if you respond to everything negatively, you will have an unfulfilled life. If you look at the world from a positive perspective, you will notice that most people aren't trying to purposely harm you. And understanding that not everyone is out to get you improves how you communicate with others. You'll start to cultivate better relationships. I am a certified life coach, the realest, the chillest, big sister Soma. Listen, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one coaching session, a FaceTime, or a 45-minute call, go to SonceraeMonique.com to make a request. And if you need advice or want me to talk about something specific in a video or a post, please email me at Soncerae@gmail.com. If you haven't checked out my book, Owning Opulence, inside of that joint, I talk about me and Priest and how I moved out of Atlanta and came to California. And I kind of give you some details. It's a quick read. I try to make it quick for you. Check it out. It's on Amazon. You can go to SonceraeMonique.com and click on the link and you'll be able to find it, okay? Show support by buying my book. I appreciate y'all. Have vision and stay focused. Namaste.